completely accurate. That's completely how I grew up. And I kind of want to expound today upon where I was just at, which was Disneyland. And I wanted to share an experience that I had that combined two of my greatest fears in life, and that is number one, heights, and number two, dating. So kind of the combine of the two. And unlike Nate, see, I grew up on the shorter end of the stick here. I'm 5'1.2" actually. And so I like to stay as close to the ground as possible. I don't like to tempt fate. I don't like wearing heels. I'm on the ground. And so this was interesting to me. I was working at Disneyland, and this guy I was working with came up to me, started talking to me, and I entertained the idea of, possibly going on a date with him. And he eventually did ask me out. He said, hey, do you want to go on a date with me? I said, sure, this will be fun. And he said, great, let's go rock climbing. Now remember, my other fear is heights, so I agreed, and the only reason I agreed is because, now girls, you might understand this, he was charming. He was cute. Christina Aguilera's idol, really, she gave a good quote that I should have kept in mind when I was asked on this date. She said, there is nothing more dangerous than a boy with charm. Now, so I got on this date, and we decided to go bouldering. And bouldering just just climbing over these big rocks. And I was like, okay, this is fine. So we're climbing. I'm like, I am so buff. I can do this. It wasn't hard. It was about 2 hours. We get to the top. I thought was the top. And I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm patting myself on the back. I made it. It's all good. There was no heights really involved. And then he looks at me. He's like, so you want to go to the top? I'm like, wait. We're not at the top? And he's like, no. And he points over to, I think it was his left, and it's like this rock face. And I'm like, what about it? And he says, do you want to climb up it? He's like, he was a certified rock climber and search and rescue person, so he used his credibility to say, I put these ropes up to the top, and they're just tied onto these trees, and it's like a 95% vertical. And he says, we'll just go right up. He's like, I'll be right behind you the whole time. You'll be fine. And I was like, I took a little second to answer. And he said, oh, you know what? It's okay. If you're too scared, you don't have to go. And I can't say no to that. I was like, all right, take me up. I'm ready. I'm going to go up, and it's going to be great. And so I walk over to the wall. I start climbing. It didn't seem too bad at first. I'm like climbing up, not looking down. I'm like, okay, I can do this, hand over hand. And he's behind me, and I guess below me, technically. And I kept reassuring me, saying, if you fall, I'll catch you, which I learned later. He told me later that if I'd fallen, he was not going to catch me. So he was totally lying to me the whole time. But we get to the top, and I feel great. And like, this is the best thing ever. Romantic. It's overlooking California, the mountains, the view. And we're looking at each other's eyes. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. And then he says the words that he's ruined the moment. He said, are you ready to go down? And so I look at him in the eyes, and he's saying, do you have service? I was like, why? Because you're going to need to call a helicopter, because I'm not going down that cliff, no way. But he didn't take my threat seriously, so I ended up going down. But so he goes down again before me, and I turn around, I'm holding the rope, and I'm slowly taking steps down. I'm shaking, kind of like I am right now. And I'm just shaking my legs. I just cannot control it. I felt like I was going to vibrate myself off the cliff. But I think it was probably out of fear. It might have been exhaustion. But we're probably about 90% of the way down. We have about 15 more feet to go. And at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm taking a break. I have good foothold. And he steps away. Like he starts heading down a little more. And I felt like, okay, I can see the way it's supposed to go. This is going to be fine. He literally looks away. And as soon as he looks away, suddenly, I don't know how this happened, I am free falling. And, oh my gosh. And I honestly don't know how it happened. He says I did a backflip, that's what sources tell me. So I fell about 15 feet, and I hit my head on the way down, and as soon as I hit the ground, my date leapt off of the cliff, like Spider-Man leaping for Mary Jane, except he didn't catch me. He squeezed down at me, and miraculously, I was fine. I hit my head, but it didn't hurt. The only thing I had was like a little sprained pinky. I was totally fine, which is weird. And so he spent the whole 2 hour bouldering down, like feeling so bad. I felt bad because he felt bad, but I had time to reflect on, that whole experience as we were walking down in dead silence. And the first thing I thought was, you really need to beware of the cute people asking you on dates. So number one, be careful. But the second thought that was a little more, I guess more retrospective, was that you shouldn't be afraid to go on dates and try new things. That shouldn't be something that you have, because you just never know who you might end up falling for.